Hang on. Our producer's handing me something. Let's see. It's
Hey,
just in.
producer.
There's no producer. Like I pretend we have a producer. OSU is bad at football. Look at that. No, you know, I
Whoa,
think they
hold
just
on,
forgot
hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold
think
on.
Ohio State just forgot there are two halves in
Slow,
football. I
slow
think
down.
that's what the problem is. Because listen to this from last year, right? Ohio State 13, Michigan 14. It's not bad, but all right. Don't worry. We got second half. All right. Second half. Ohio State 27. Now that's what I'm talking about. Michigan, oh, shoot, 42. Okay, how about this year? Oh, halftime. Ohio State 20, Michigan 17. Them are nice numbers. I like that. How about that second half? Oh, 23 to 45. I think they just forgot there's two
There
halves
we
of
go,
football.
man.
Here's the thing, now, for real. I'm going to put Ohio State in at number 4 because of this. I don't think that loss was that big of a deal. I think the number was a lot different. I, no, hang
It
on.
is a big deal. You don't understand
Well,
that.
What?
and I'm alone in this. But I'm talking about like I don't think it was a beatdown like the numbers showed. I think there were 4 plays where there was terrible tackling and it turned into a 69, a 75, and an 85-yard touchdown. You take away those 4 plays, their quarterback went like 8 for 20 passing. They couldn't get the ground game going on those other plays. Like I'm just saying, like other than some bad tackling on 4 plays, Ohio State held them very well on defense.
But you
Like
know what?
it wasn't like it was 4 plays, and then the scoring got out of hand because at the end one team was trying to play catch up, and yeah, what happens when that happens is you throw some picks
You
when you're
start
trying to play catch
forcing.
up.
Right, you
Right.
start,
So
start forcing.
that's right. That's like down the stretch if you're fouling and the other team hits 8 straight free throws and you don't hit no threes, and a 1 point game turns into a 9 point game. You didn't get blown out by 9. You lost by 1, but like that's part of the game. That's how it works. Because you're trying to play catch up and you make mistakes and they capitalize on it.
But you know what?
I don't think that if they played again, it would be the same result. I think maybe Michigan would still win, but it would be by 3 or 7 or something like that. I think there were 4 plays where it was just poor
I'm like a
tackling.
Michigan fan.
So
No, I
what?
said you sound like a Michigan fan right now, but I was just talking mess.
No, I'm defending you guys. I'm sticking up for you. I said I'm not. I really don't think it was that big of a blowout, like compared to what the score shows.
No, I'm just saying because you said if we played them again, they'll win by 3 or 7. So that's what I'm saying. You sound like a
Well,
Michigan.
yeah. If I had to bet right now, I would still pick Michigan by like 3 or a touchdown. But I'm not picking Michigan by 22 again. I'd be ludicrous to think that would happen again.
But you know what? To that point, and I noticed this in the game. Ohio State settled for a lot of field goals. And
Yeah,
it's like
But they
eventually
won.
you have to put the ball in the end zone.
That's fair enough. But it just seemed like when they was trying to go for it on fourth down, Michigan was stopping damn near everything that they was trying to
No,
do, and it's
it
like
was a couple. It was a couple calls. Like they converted once, and it was like hands to the face on the tackle.
another thing. A lot of penalties killed them too, though. But
I'm like some of these calls, and I just feel like not even as Ohio State, just as a football fan, like bruh, this is a barbaric sport. It's gonna get physical. Now, if he's one of them guys that does it consistently, got the hands in the face and all that, then yeah. But like some of these penalties, I don't understand. Like even with like the pulling guards, if you're a 5'10" corner, 200 pounds, and you got a 6'6", 300-pound offensive lineman coming at you, you're gonna go for his knees. I'm not about to let you run me over. Like, come on, bro. Let's think logical here. But that's a penalty now. You can't
but I'm
chop block linemen.
I'm just saying, if you're Ohio State, are you really afraid of Michigan? I don't think you are. I don't think you are. I think you're like, you know what? We can beat these guys. That score does not tell the whole story, and I don't think it does. Yes, yes, that game was ugly. It got out of hand. It got ugly, and it was a beatdown. And I understand in that sense it matters. But if these two meet again in the playoffs, I'm not counting Ohio State out. And for that, like I put Ohio State still in this. I don't think the 3 point blowout or if it was a 22 point blowout matters. I think you lost to the number 2 team in the country, and other than those 3 touchdowns that he threw, he was 9 for 21 in the game. Like, your quarterback wasn't just picking you apart. Whereas y'all's quarterback had 31 for 48, and then he threw 2 picks late. But I mean, it's just one guy's, I don't know. I don't think it was as big a blowout as it. So for me, I still have Ohio State at 4.
Only reason.
And then we didn't have our. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say, and we didn't have our number 1 receiver or running back. I mean, we ain't had them all year. They've been plagued with injuries. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Henderson, Travion Henderson. They both been hurt all season. Now, I'm not saying they would have impacted the game, but you never know. You never know. Go ahead, Walt.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just feeding off of, what John was saying earlier, just, those 4 big plays. I mean, he really does have a point with that. I mean, it was poor tackling on the defensive side of Ohio State, and he is right. The quarterback did throw 31 for 48 in almost 400 something yards. So, I mean, they pretty much did their part. It's just the fact of, only reason I'm saying, my point was saying just how it was a big impactful game is because of just how big the rivalry was. And I just felt like some of the players on the Ohio State team, I felt like they just didn't understand that day how big that rivalry was that day. And it just felt like some of them were just doing, a lot of costly mistakes, with just going back, to the penalties. So I just felt like they didn't understand how big that rivalry and how, big that game was. So that's what I mean by, it was just bigger than the game, I should say.
Yeah, so if this keeps them out of the playoffs, it is a big deal. For that, it is a huge deal. If Ohio State is still able to make the playoffs, which I think they should be able to, I should think they should be allowed in, then I don't think that if I were Ohio State, I would move past that game. Like, listen, it happened, put in the past. Let's go. We got another chance to play them. Let's get it done. And because of that, I think they can win again. If it keeps them out of the playoffs, yeah, that game's a freaking huge deal. Like, no question about it. But, yeah, I mean, I think a handful of guys on Ohio State let Ohio State down. I don't think Ohio State as a team failed. I really don't.